Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. So by the time you guys are actually seeing this video, these characters will be released already on the live servers. However, I'm going to be using a private server to showcase them, just because I am not personally going to be summoning for them on my account unless I get like a little bit of extra stones. I might toss like a multi or two in them, but this is going to be a good chance for us to see like a rainbowed version. This is the build that the private server went with: 6 additional, 15 crit, and 5 dodge. I don't think that's optimal. I think realistically you would want to go mainly dodge, and like for equipment, which I cannot put on right now, I'll do like dodge additional and like raw defense. That way it would help them out a little bit more. I think that'd be very, very helpful. They are full link level 10, so at the very least we are going to see that. But mainly I do think you want like this unit, since they are as supportive as they can be, to just be that, a support. They're not here to be the carry of the show. They're here to give you your best chance of living. We have a very terrible opening rotation here, so I don't know how this is going to go. We are on a private server, so maybe things will be a little bit better, and we do also have some intros to watch, so I'll let you guys listen to those. Alright, and I did bring the 23rd World Tournament Goku here. In order to get his actual full passive up, I'm actually using Roshi. He has by far the easiest revive for us to activate. It's just 2 or more Trigger Skull allies and then be low on HP, and then we can revive. Plus, he's going to be supporting the majority of the team anyway. So I do think it makes sense that we're going to have that up here. I'm actually going to do this, I think. 23rd World Tournament Goku could get us killed if he's not guarding, but I just hope that doesn't happen. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, are you using any of like the custom characters? No, none of these are custom characters. I'm not using the version of this private server that has all those wacky-dacky custom characters. I'm just not doing that, because that's not what we're here for. We're not here to see any funky business. He didn't nullify it. Is he at least guarding? Yeah, okay. That's still significantly more damage than I would have liked, but it's okay. Problem though, we're gonna have the blue Kaioken active next turn, and I really don't want that. The thing with them is I really don't know if running 2 of them can be very, very good, but you also don't want them next to each other. So having them both on the same rotation is not gonna be what we really want to see. They are gonna do their intro or whatever, but again, like, having them on the same turn is not the best, especially in a fight like this, where that first like AoE is gonna do like 300k to them without any of their big defensive links. So I don't really like having them both on the same rotation, but we're gonna see what happens. We're incredibly low on HP. This fight is annoying, to say the least. They are a cool character, though. Yeah, this is just death. It's just mainly because they're not slot 1 characters, right? So in a rotation like this, what's gonna end up happening is we're just gonna like try to run it and then die, because this is not what they're designed for. They're not meant to be slapped in slot 1 and protect other characters. They're meant to get their passive up and stuff in slot 2 and then make them a little bit stronger like that. But unless they dodge literally everything, with only 5 dodge, that's not going to happen, right? They're going to take a bunch of damage, and that's just how this character works. So I really don't like this fight for them, but it is the hardest fight in the game right now. So I do want to show them in here as just like an example. But if we keep getting them on the same rotation with blue Kaioken, I'm going to be very upset. This is ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, how often are we gonna get them both on the same exact rotation with blue Kaioken? I might just straight up like pop a Whis, that way we can actually see them in the fight past the first turn, because this is kind of just stupid. That this is what keeps happening, and there's nothing I can really do about this. We just insta die like this. Like, it's just dumb. Like, they give us the scouter, great, but the scouter just tells us, hey, that we're dead. So I'm gonna do this, not because, well, mainly because we've already seen what happens if they're not able to super attack. So I'm not gonna even worry about that. And we're just gonna try to actually get them a decent showing in this fight. This fight is annoying for this exact reason. Remember that they both do want to get 7 key spheres. That is a big part of their kit that they get active with that. Oh, nice dodge. But, like, so their whole gimmick, right, is they want to be near a Goku for their unit super attack, because that gives the next, like this turn and then the turn after, a multiplicative defensive and an offensive buff of like 32%, while also, if you get 7 key spheres, gives them more attack and then even more support to the tournament participants category, which is a very good category. I do think it needs a little bit more buffs here and there, but I do think that the category itself is quite good. Overall, I think this character can really help out a lot of people's boxes, and I think it'll be even better once we hit the 9th anniversary, because during the 9th anniversary, we're going to be getting the 6th NE EZAs. So 7.7 without like their big Android links is pretty good for me, honestly. I'm gonna take that. But remember, UI Goku and Blue Evo Vegeta will be EZAing during the 9th anniversary, which is just going to make these guys even better, because they're going to be giving that massive support. UI Goku is going to be stronger as a character, which is then going to make them better, because they need to be run near a Goku. Right? So they have a lot of things that I think can work really, really well for them. Plus the fact that they are giving that multiplicative buff, I think that is a very, very strong ability. It's just that in the current hard content we have right now, they kind of get cucked, and it's not their fault, right? Like, it's nothing that they can control themselves. It's just kind of the nature of what happens when you have these super hard-hitting bosses turn 1 with AoEs. Like, it's just not fit for the majority of the characters in the game. That's just not what we're meant for, right? The only characters that can really do this are ones that are like Goku and Frieza, MUI Goku, that kind of thing. We're characters that are insanely powerful immediately, defensively. No other character in the entire game can really eat this kind of thing, right? It's just not the way a lot of the characters are designed. So, going forward, I want you guys to just keep that in mind when we're going through the rest of this fight. I do think that they're going to be very, very strong in here. It's just a matter of, like, how good your rotations look at the start. Because, like, there's going to be situations where you're going to have these characters and they're not going to be looking as good as they usually are, and it's just going to happen. Also, another thing, once the 17 and 18 that were on the last turn come back, they're not going to have a Goku on the turn, so they're not going to be able to do their unit super attack, which is what we really want to keep active. A lot of our floaters are going to end up being Goku, but it's just not going to be what's going to really happen consistently. I should have looked at MUI Goku's defense. It doesn't matter because we have the double Whis, but remember that his 30% defense that he gets after he dodges is also multiplicative. Like, again, this is just unfortunate for them, right? Because we want a Goku. It's just, the AoE normals are just like the bane of their existence, because of all the stats that they get on actual super attack. It's a little rough in here for them, but I do think that overall as a character, I think they're very, very good. I think that there's no way, ifs, ands, or buts about it. These guys are very strong. Like, this is going to do damage to them. I'm telling you that right now. It will do damage to them. Yes, and that sucks. But we're also going to be able to revive next turn. So, is it really that bad? Like, if you really think about it, we're setting up here specifically to revive. And then that will make this Goku even stronger. So, there's definitely some interesting tech that we can do with their team. I just do think that it needs a little bit of help. Again, MUI Goku's EZA is going to be a very helpful buff. Then you also have a lot of the other World Tournament characters that I think could be coming in the future that are very, very strong as well. Yeah, the free-to-play Krillin. I think, like, the Kid Krillin from it's 22nd or 21st World Tournament. He's actually, like, kind of solid. Like, look, double digit from normals. That's how much stats they get, by the way. But 15... Thanks, Blue Cow Ken. But he's really good, and with an EZA, I think that Int Krillin would actually be insanely powerful. This is actually better for us, because we're gonna revive on this turn. MVP 17 has his 100k defense from MVP 17. What's your damage reduction again, buddy? It's what? 17% damage reduction, additional 40%. Yeah, so he's at 57% damage reduction. He's not taking any damage. Remember, we do still want to get the 7 orbs, even if we don't have a Goku, which we're not going to be able to get, but it's fine. We're 100% reviving here. Like, Master Roshi has literally 0 shot of living. It's just not gonna happen. Remember that technically this could have been a no-item run had our opening rotations been a little better. They weren't, but it's fine. I think one of the best parts about this 17 and 18 is their super attack effect. That multiplicative 35% attack and defense is kind of too good, right? Like, it is insanely strong. Double digits, by the way, from the hardest physical hitting boss in the entire game. That's great. So, I do think that there is definitely some merit to that. Because again, it's just really, really strong, man. Yeah, Roshi's exploded. Thanks, buddy. They have a lot of stuff to them, man. Hold on, I'll talk after the revive. Cool. Thank you, Roshi. Oh, we can use our active skill. I will do that here. Just to show it. I think it is actually a very interesting active skill. Let's go ahead and pop this real quick. So literally all that does is it changes tackle orbs to int orbs, but you can also use it 8 times, and I think that's really interesting because with it being able to be used that many goddamn times, this should do practically nothing. He has guaranteed guard and a bunch of stats now. Yeah. What ends up happening is they're able to constantly print orbs for you, which is significantly better than you might be thinking, because they're going to be healing off of those orbs. Granted, it is only tech orbs. I would have liked if it was like multiple types of orbs to int. That way they'd be able to get their passive a little bit easier. But with the way it's set up, I don't think it's that bad of like a trade-off. Because you're using it 8 times, which means every single damn turn after they get their condition active, which is when 78% HP is or less starting from the 5th turn, you're just gonna be able to shoot that out like over and over and over and over and over and over. I think it's really cool. Like, I really like the design of this character. I think a lot of the things in it work really, really well. It's just that if they keep dropping 300k, man, that's tough. I do think it's gonna be kind of awkward for them in like these kind of fights. So I don't. Do I do one more run here? Do I just like skip until we get a decent run going with them? I think I do. So I'll be back once we have a decent run going for them. Okay, so I'm back, right? This is an interesting run here that I'm testing out. I just want you guys to look at something real quick. I am gonna put MUI Goku here in the last slot to potentially dodge the super attack, right? Look at his starting defense. Remember that before he attacks, he's going to get a multiplicative 32%, what's it, 38 or 32? 35% defense from their unit super attack, right? In the middle. Then they're also going to get a 30% defensive buff after dodging. That's a lot of defense for MUI Goku. It's not nearly enough to tank normals or nothing in here, right? But it's a solid amount. Like, it's not like a pushover amount. I'm going to run this turn. If we die on this turn, we die on this turn, right? But that's the kind of utility that having these constantly stacking multiplicative buffs from 17 and 18, that's what really matters from them, right? That's the level of ceiling they have. And I think this unit is only going to get better in time, especially if they start straying away from just giving us millions of damage AoE normals at turn 1. That's their biggest issue, is that if they get hit before they super attack. And there's a lot of characters like that, but like theirs is, it's pretty big. Like them, EZA STR, or not STR, EZA LR Rose, they have that issue as well. It's just kind of a thing where they didn't really design them to handle this kind of content that they keep pushing out on us. Like, the past 3 hardest fights in the entire game have all been against the character with AoE attacks, right? And then, like, for the past, like, year or so, we've been dealing with these massive AoE attacks, and they haven't been consistently giving us enough characters that can actually deal with that, and it is a little bit upsetting. Please dodge this. Thank you. He would still die to a normal, though. I just want to point that out. But that's the kind of character that they keep dropping. No super attack. Okay. So, while I do think that this character is very, very good, they're just massive weaknesses getting hit before they get hit, right? Or before they can do a super attack. If they're able to actually get their attacks off, they become like absolute demons, right? They actually do ridiculous amounts of support for just the entire rotation. I really do like that about them. I just only have a specific problem when we're getting hit before we get hit. If we make it out of this turn, Roshi would need to dodge everything, right? But we're able to Blue Cow Ken our way through this, and we'll be perfectly fine. I think Roshi would take our entire health bar in damage. Nice 11 million damage from him, by the way. Roshi would take way too much damage by every single normal. This guy does like 1 million damage normals. Like, he's not living this. Okay, I get it, Goku. I get it. You can calm down, buddy. Jeez, man. He's really good. He's really good. And again, like, I just really do think the 17 and 18, I think they are already kind of underrated. I think people look at, like, their attack numbers and they're like, oh, they're kind of mediocre, right? But they have damage reduction, they're supporting, they have a scouter, they're giving a multiplicative buff on their super attack effect. They actually have a very good leader skill. Please dodge all of this, Roshi. You will take... Oh, Roshi, no! Okay. I think that's a good enough showing, I think. They performed pretty well. We didn't win, obviously, but I think that's just a decent idea of what you can kind of expect from them. So I do think that they are quite good. Definitely let me know how you guys feel about them in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.